Hi, I'm the nerd that runs this channel. Wanted to give you guys some updates on the channel. We're going to be making some big changes over the next week or so. Um, but first, I wanted to say thank you so much for being a part. I have thoroughly enjoyed being able to bring this content in all the different forms to you. And I hope that you'll stay with us through this transition. So, what is the transition? Well, one, we have thoroughly confused the YouTube algorithm with all the different unique types of content that we've come out with. We have Batsplaining, which is education from Batman, beginner level education. We have Nerdsplaining, which we've pulled most of those videos back for now, but that's more of an intermediate financial education from myself, the nerd. And then we also have Origin of a Financial Hero, which is more of an episodic story of how this channel came to be, why is Batman giving financial advice, and who's this nerd with the hat and the glasses. That said, we've created so much unique content that the algorithm really is struggling with figuring out who our audience is, who should they bring these videos to. And I think it's also created it confusing for some of you because you don't necessarily want to watch all the different types of content that we create. And so what we're going to do is we're going to split the channel into a bunch of different channels. Each content type is going to have its own channel so that it makes it easier for the algorithm and for you to find the content and the audiences that content is for. Now, if you want to watch all of it, please do. But I know that you may not be as interested in certain things as I am. That said, let me give you a little bit of a list of the different content types, and then I'll bring the characters on that are with those content types to kind of explain a little further. So I guess since I've already got the nerd and myself on screen here, let's talk about Nerdsplaining. So Nerdsplaining, we're going to continue to kind of pause on that for a bit. That is our intermediate level financial advice. It's designed for people who already have a beginner understanding to dig deeper in and to gain kind of a full focused approach of understanding a topic. So instead of, maybe going through and talking about a mutual fund as a pool of investments, we're going to be talking deeper into the different cost structures, the different, what is the key differences between a mutual fund and an ETF, not just how you interact with them, but how they're structured from the internal components, how the investments are bought, things like that, things that are a lot more in the weeds maybe for Batman, and something that can really kind of take your knowledge, if you've watched Batsplaining, take it to that next level. Kind of like learning something in high school versus learning something in, say, college. That said, we're going to be also taking unsolicited life advice, the channel here, and making it the main channel. You'll have links to all of the channels on the homepage of this channel, but we're going to transition to this one to be more about life advice and giving you personal advice on how to improve your lives. Some of that's going to be stories to laugh about, funny things with kids and parenting, as well as, really kind of try to maintain the focus on the things that really matter in life. And we're going to redo the format, and that's going to be from my face here instead of using the VTuber avatar. Since we're going to be talking about more personal content, I think that will probably help that portion of this channel a little bit more. Some of the topics, I mentioned this with we mentioned this with Batsplaining, but memories are the true currency of life. And at the end of your life, you're not going to be worried about the money, the house, and all the things that you have. It's going to be, did you spend time with the ones that you loved? And if we miss that in searching for all these other things, what was the point? Life is short, and we want to make sure that we get the most out of it. And so that's what unsolicited life advice, the main channel, is really going to be driving for, is making sure that you get the best that we can get out of every moment, out of every day, and out of our lives. Okay, give me 1 second. We're going to jump over here and see if I can't switch avatars for you guys. Come on. Let's get Batman in here. Sorry, I'm not super quick about this. Sorry, screwed up. Let's slide him up a little bit. All right. All right, I'm back. So good to have you. So, as the nerd was saying, we're going to split the content up so that you don't have to watch his annoying face or deal with all his nerdiness unless you want to. If you just want to watch me bat-splain everything important in life, I can do it. And you don't have to worry about all the other junk that this channel comes up with. As far as my content, we have bat-splaining. Again, that's a very basic beginner level vibe on financial topics. And we may eventually branch out into other topics as people need them. But the goal is get you what you need to know. And you're not going to probably be going into that field as an expert with this knowledge. But if you didn't know it, you're going to know enough to be dangerous. Next is bat-splaining shorts. So bat-splaining shorts, we're going to redo how we do this. It's going to be really focused around the nuggets of information from bat-splaining that, when taken by itself, provides enough information that someone can receive it right after a cat video and learn enough to walk away improved. Not as much as having watched the entire video, but something like, if you've got a 401k at your job and they provide a match, you should at least get that match. If you're not contributing, you're just wasting money. Some of you may be saying, oh, it's only 25% of what I put in. That's a 25% return on your investment. You could literally put that in cash and still get a 25% return. Where in the world can you do that? But that covers my content. So I'm going to get back to crime fighting. So Batman out. I said Batman out. Gosh, this takes so long. All right. We're so glad. All right, I'm back. So that said, I really wanted to go over the channel components of what I'm going to be working with going forward. Number one, since Batman's not in the room, let's talk about Batman Says. Batman Says is a total blast. You guys have come up with some amazing, absolutely hilarious content for us to make videos off of, and I have enjoyed every moment of it. So right now we have about 10 videos that we've already made. We're going to post those. The goal is 1 per day or 5 per week, probably Monday through Friday, to give you guys the ability to laugh. But when we repost the videos, please comment on those videos so that we can have the content to make the next round of videos. We'll post them in the order in which the comments are made so that we can be fair to each and every one of you. And just thank you guys for all the amazing content that y'all create on our channel. And then lastly, we have Robin's Roost, which I know we haven't posted any of that yet, but we're getting really close. This is content that's near and dear, especially to my heart and the nerd's heart, because this is the story of me, a 12-year-old boy who's lost his parents and doesn't have friends, meeting the nerd's kids and creating a connection and a friendship that really just means the world to me. So we're going to be going through making stories together, maybe playing video games, reading books, and just living life as kids in a kid-focused series that actually will be labeled for kids, so that it can be on Like Kids YouTube, etc. So a completely different style of content. and you'll get to meet the Nerds Kids avatars too, and it's just a really neat, fun, different series for us to be able to be a part of. As far as how often that's going to be produced, well, that really depends on school schedules and all that crazy stuff. But it should be something that we're able to put out at least semi-regularly, even if it's just reading a Dr. Seuss book or, Little Blue Truck. That's one of their favorites. I like it too. All right, well, I think that's everything that I had. I guess I'll pass it back to you, Mr. Nerd. I said I'd pass it back to you, Mr. Nerd. I am so bad at these transitions. So there's a reason why I stick with one character typically. I also don't usually show my face with a character on screen because that's two different things going on at once. So thank you so much for being a part of the channel. The Robin's Roost stuff, like I said, that's coming out. That one specifically means a ton to me because my kids are the ones that came up with the idea to do a channel, to do content that involves them. And it all came out of just seeing the content that's being created on the channel and my son and daughter being like, hey, we were talking about it. What if we broke into the Bat Cave? And this was on the way to school one day, and we created an entire story together of how Robin meets what we're going to call the mini bats, which are my kids. And they're super excited to create the content, and it's just been a blessing for me to see their minds churning and how they can be a part of this thing and how they've supported me thus far. And I really appreciate you for being a part of this team, be a part of the community, and supporting us as well. So we hope that this transition creates an opportunity for you to better interact with the content that you enjoy, not interact with the content that you don't enjoy, and also for us to better connect with the audiences that really want and desire this content. That said, everything will be accessible from the home pages of each account. It will have the links to the other channels if you want to hop around. We'd love you to do it. That's really all we have. I know this is a hard video for me to do because it's a lot of content, a lot of brain function that I apparently don't have at this time of day. But I thank you so much, and I hope y'all have a great rest of your week and weekend as you go into the holidays. Spend time with your family and make memories, because those gifts are not going to be what is remembered. It's going to be the time that you spend with everyone. All right, y'all have a great holiday. All right, bye.